Subaru wakes up at the reset point and smiles. There was no horror expression and no piecing together what happened, just a smile and then I'm back. After 11 episodes of dying in loops, losing his memories, killing someone without knowing it, almost reaching for Beatrice's throat while fully present and aware, he smiles and says he's back. And honestly, the first reaction is relief. And watching someone get destroyed for 11 episodes and then decide to keep going anyway, that lands. But something about that smile is worth sitting with before the recapture arc starts, because nothing underneath it got resolved. The writing is still on the walls, Satya was still there at his lowest moment, and whatever used his body to sign its work with his name is still unidentified. The tank refilled, but the thing that emptied it is still there. Drop your theories in the comments. No manga spoilers, please. I want to figure this out alongside you. Here is something episode 11 puts in the room without ever saying out loud. Julius had his name eaten by gluttony before the arc started. The whole world forgot him. Every person who watched him build his identity as the finest of knights has no memory of it. He walks around with everything intact inside his own head and zero external confirmation that any of it is real. And the one person in the group who still remembered was Subaru. And then Subaru lost his memories. And Julius had nobody. Now Subaru gets his reset and the tank refills. He smiles and says he's back, but he still does not remember Julius. And Julius is still on an island. Except now, the island is quieter because the one person who used to confirm his existence just woke up and does not know his name. So which one is actually worse? Julius is forgotten by the world but remembers himself. Subaru lost himself but the world still remembers him. Two people who were each other's only proof of reality. And now Subaru has his reset, but Julius is still on that island. Because Subaru's smile does not bring his name back. The anime puts them in the same room across 11 episodes and never draws the line between them. But it's there, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The arc is called the Lost Arc, and the obvious answer to what it lost is Subaru's memories. But that's not quite right. What it actually lost is confirmation. Julius lost the world's confirmation that he exists. Subaru lost his own confirmation of who he is and who the people around him are. And the specific cruelty of how those two losses interact is that they were each other's solution, and the arc removed both solutions at the same time. Emilia reaching Subaru when nothing else could, the full circle of Season 1 arriving in Season 4, his parents coming up, and the Hikikomori angle, the shut-in from Tokyo who had no real life before this world. That context has never fully left him no matter how many seasons pass. All of that refilled something real. Something is still there worth saving and Emilia reached it. But Julius is still on an island. And whatever the recapture arc brings back, memories, names, the ability to trust the mechanic again, the confirmation that made both of them survivable is still gone. They were each other's mirror, and both mirrors are broken. There is a concept in trauma psychology called functional recovery. It's what happens when the mind creates a workable surface state after repeated damage. The person gets back on their feet, they function, they make decisions. From the outside, it looks like recovery. But functional recovery and actual healing are not the same thing. Actual healing requires confronting what happened, coming to terms with what it changed about you. Functional recovery is the mind deciding, I cannot do that right now and still survive. So it builds a surface that holds and pushes everything else down. Subaru's smile is functional recovery, and I think the episode earns it. But he does not know what wrote his name on those walls, or what happened to Melee, or what Satya wanted when she surrounded him with those hands in the dark saying, I love you over and over, while everything about that scene felt like consumption rather than comfort. And Raid Austria saw the writing too, which might mean it was never only in Subaru's head. And that's true. Some version of him is back, the one that decides to keep going even when the answers are gone and the loops still have something in them, and the people who needed him to remember them still do not have that back. The tank refilled, but the thing that emptied it is still there. So the Lost Arc ends with Subaru smiling and saying he's back. And that's real. Some version of him came back, But Julius is still forgotten. The writing is still on the walls, and whatever is in those loops with him has not been named yet. The recapture arc has a name that implies getting something back, and based on everything the lost arc dismantled, the memories, the names, the confirmations, the trust in the mechanic itself, whatever gets recaptured is going to cost something significant to retrieve. Subaru and Julius are both on islands. The show never said it out loud, but it built it across 11 episodes and left it sitting there for anyone paying attention. Drop your read in the comments. Which loss do you think the recapture arc actually addresses first? And if you want the full breakdown of what the loops were doing to Subaru before any of this, the derealization video and the dissociation video, they will be all on screen in my playlist of ReZero videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next episode.